Hi guys, my name is Hayley and I am a UK based investor. I use Vanguard to do my investing and I'm still very much a beginner in the whole investing world, and I'm not a millionaire. I don't have millions of pounds each month to put into investments. So I just think filming these videos and putting them on the internet is so important, just to show anyone out there who wants to get into investing, you can so easily and you don't need loads and loads of money to do so. I know that on YouTube especially, there are so many people putting investment videos out there that have a crazy amount of money sitting in their investments, and it's so intimidating. So I'm trying to put this out there, even though it's a little bit embarrassing because maybe I don't have as much as most people. I think it's really important and just wanted to share that anyone can get into investing. So I've done a couple of these Vanguard videos before, so check out my portfolio up here somewhere. So this is just going to be another installment. This is my October installment into my Vanguard portfolio, and without further ado, let's jump into it. So I am recording my screen now on my laptop, and I actually have my previous video on the phone just so I can compare, because I'm bound to forget all the numbers if I don't do that. So just quickly, my ISA value is currently, as of the 14th of October, is at £2,698.15. Last month, so roughly 4 weeks ago, it sat at £2,566.30. So it's up. It's important to say that it's not just up because I've been making loads of returns. It's up because I have invested more money, and of course I've made a few more pounds because of returns, but mainly it is because I have invested more. And that's something really important to realize when you watch these videos, is that if there's a massive jump from one month to the next, it's probably because the person has put more money into their investment portfolio. So if we scroll down here, some very, very big changes have happened for me this month. You will now see that my largest holding, my largest investment, is now in the S&P 500. And that makes up 53.66% of my ISA. Last month, my biggest holding was in the Fitzy 100, which made up just over 60% of my ISA value. Now, I was getting a lot of comments, and I was very aware of it myself, and that was that my Fitzy 100 should not make up the largest holding in my investment, because the UK market isn't the biggest in the world. It's actually the US market. I will go into it in a bit more detail in a minute, but I have sold off some of my Fitzy 100 investments and put that money into buying more of the S&P 500, and I'm really happy with that. That was a goal of mine, and I've done that this month, so that's really nice. My personal rate of return last month was 2.48%. This month it's 2.87%. Now, I plan when I'm going to be filming these videos. I don't film them on days where the market is looking great and I've made loads of money. I just film them when I've planned to film them. So, of course, that always happens on the day that the market is not looking so great, which is today. But anyway, moving on. My available cash is now £54.84, and that's because when I sold some of my Fitzy 100, and then I bought some S&P 500, there was leftover money that went into my cash, and that's because you can only buy whole shares. And as you'll see, my last transaction was indeed in the S&P 500, which I've just mentioned to you. So let's go into investments. I shouldn't need this anymore, put this to the side. So this page is just showing what exactly I invest in, my current weight in that investment, and my current value and how that's changed. Life Strategy 100%, which is an accumulation fund, and it's one of Vanguard's trademark funds. I have nearly 11%, and the total cost of that investment to me was £290, and at the moment it's not doing too well, and it's down by £1.84. I have had a lot of comments about this fund recently in different videos, basically saying that this fund is very, very UK heavy. I think it is about 20% invested into UK markets, whereas the UK only makes up about 4% of the world in its market, if you know what I mean. It makes up 4%, whereas this is actually investing in 20%. So it's very UK weighted and it's got a very strong home bias. Now, I have done a lot of research into this, and one thing that I'm going to look to do before next month's update is probably to sell that holding and buy into one of Vanguard's global funds. Which global fund I choose, I haven't decided yet, which is why I haven't rushed to do it. I'm very much still deciding between a couple. If you've got any thoughts on that, please do leave them below. But thank you to everyone that has said about this fund. I was aware of it, but not to the degree that it's so UK heavy. So I will be switching that around because I definitely want a really diversified global portfolio, and I've already got the Fitzy 100, and that is quite, I've still got nearly 33% of my weighting in that, which I do look to reduce over time. So I don't think I need the life strategy as well. We'll be looking to get a global fund in the future. So moving on, Fitzy 100, current weighting nearly 33%. I did have more of it, but I sold some, as I said. So at the moment it's up nearly £17. The next one is the Fitzy Developed Europe Excluding the UK, and I've said before the reason I chose the Excluding the UK option is because I've already got the Fitzy 100, so I don't need more UK in there. This is a really small amount of my portfolio, and I'm a bit undecided whether I add to that. Again, if you've got any thoughts on that, leave them in the comments below. I bought that for £31.83 and I'm down by 74p. This one doesn't tend to do anything crazy because I hold such a small amount of it. But as I said, I am undecided whether to buy more of that or leave it as it is and just see how it does. I'm not too sure. The last fund that I have in my portfolio is perhaps the most exciting fund, and that is the S&P 500. This makes up just over half of my entire portfolio at 53.66%. Total cost £1,423.9p. And today it's up £24.71. As I said, I don't plan when I film these videos, so yesterday it was up by nearly, I think, over double that amount. So it really just changes depending on the market, obviously, each day. I think I want to continually invest into the S&P 500 because I really believe in that investment. But like I said, I will probably sell my life strategy 100% fund and look to actually invest in a global fund, but which one that is, I don't know yet. Again, I want to reduce my weighting in the Fitzy 100. I probably want to bring that down to about 15%, I think. So not quite there yet, but going to not add to that, leave it as it is, and just add to the other funds, and over time that will rebalance itself. So let's now look into the performance. Okay, so as I said, my rate of return is 2.87%. And here it just shows a breakdown of that. Now, if I look into the last month, which is obviously what these videos are interested in, it will show you exactly what's happened since September to October. So we can see here that it's not doing great, but obviously the market changes all the time. And looking at your investment month by month is probably not the best way to tell how it's performing, because the changes that you see in index funds happen over a long period of time. There's a reason that they say they're long-term investments. You shouldn't need to check it every month, but obviously for the sake of these videos, I do that. Okay, so if we go into the transactions tab here, we can see exactly what I've been up to since the last video, since the last update. So I believe I filmed the last Vanguard update on September the 10th. So let's just look what's happened since then. So on the 16th of September, I bought £61.45 worth of the S&P 500. And again, on the 30th of September, I brought into that fund again at £60.26. Then the biggest change happened in my portfolio on the 4th of October when I used Vanguard's switch option. I won't go into that too much, to actually sell £750 worth of my Fitzy 100 holdings, and then use that money to buy into the S&P 500. As I've said before, you can only buy whole shares of these funds, so that meant that I bought £720.63 worth of the S&P 500, which then meant that the remaining money, so the difference between 750 and 720.63, went into my cash. It sits in the cash on my Vanguard account, so I will look to, once I have enough, to buy more of whatever fund I want to, using that money. That's pretty much it, I think. I think that's the main updates. So as I said, bought more S&P 500, sold some of my Fitzy 100, and then used that to buy more S&P 500. So the point is, of the last month, that I've reduced my UK weighting, which I'm very happy about. Bought into more of the S&P 500, which is a very, very strong one to hold. And I'm now considering, actually, I'm pretty certain that I will be selling my Life Strategy 100% fund and looking to buy into one of Vanguard's global funds. I'm going to make a whole video about why I'm doing that, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. I won't touch on it anymore in this video, but I really hope that you like these updates, and comment below how your portfolio is looking, what's happening in your investments. That's always interesting for me. And just quickly, if you do want to use free trade, obviously I know I've been speaking about Vanguard. If you do want to use free trade to do some investing, I use that to invest in individual stocks. Use the link below. That is a referral link, and it means that you get a free stock worth up to £200, and so do I. It's free money, so if you do want to use that platform, just use a link, because why not get a free stock? And then of course you can decide if you keep that stock or whether you sell it and withdraw the money. That's up to you. That's pretty much it. Follow me on Instagram at Haleys_hacks. Really hope you like these videos, and I really hope they are fulfilling the purpose, which is to show people that you don't need loads of money to invest. And this is the reality of most investors. They're not sitting there with millions of pounds in their investments. Very much the reality of what most people have, I hope. And yeah, if you have any questions about my investments, leave them below. Keep giving me tips and tricks, keep giving me advice, because I am a beginner, and what you guys have told me so far, honestly, has really helped me. Just when you mentioned that the Life Strategy has so much UK weighting, I went off and I done my own research, and I believe that that information is now really going to help me strengthen my portfolio. So massive thank you. Everyone that watches these videos, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much, and I'll leave it there. Have a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video.